All right. So I'm not sure how everyone else does their cleaning, but I want to make sure that you guys see how I do it. Make up your decision how you choose to keep your own parts clean. This is 98% isopropyl alcohol. I prefer to clean my stuff there to ensure that it's done at more than an adequate level. That way, I don't have to worry about anything later on. No surprises. See, I have separated both oil orifices from their seals and screens, or I call it a filter, I guess. Put it all inside of your solution, and we are going to essentially pull each, like me, or if you're like me, I like to clean my stuff with Q-tips. While I'm cleaning, I look for damage. Love that. Well, that cleans up. Yeah, it's pretty decent. So this is not really a hard process. Most people just kind of overanalyze the job itself and freak out about it because it's tearing apart essentially a fluid dynamically driven differential. Most people are afraid of it. This whole diff operates, like I said, again on those two dual pumps in the nose cap, and that is what applies pressure to the clutches to send power to the rear. You want to make sure that when you clean these things out, that you're doing it thoroughly and as accurately as possible, because you don't want to leave something unclean, nor do you want to introduce new debris, dirt, or any of that into the clean environment of the inside of your differential. And again, I'm going to say this because a lot of people still screw this shit up, piss me off, and call back complaining about their diff doesn't work. You cannot use dual pump fluid with racing disc clutches, okay? Has to be liquid moly 8100. That is the dual clutch oil of choice. It has the same viscosity as the dual pump fluid, the liquid moly, but it is specifically designed for multi-plated clutches with metal friction surfaces. So it was designed for dual clutches. You're going to want to make sure that if you are running the racing disc clutches, that you only use liquid moly 8100 in your diff. Please listen, because if you do this any other way, it's going to reveal itself right after you put it back together that it does not like your setup, and it will not work, will not function. But this has been your warning. Make sure when you're looking at these, you're gonna look for any debris, like I said, metal shavings, things of that nature. I would say for those guys of you who have shops and they want to use air, don't use it with this. You'll be stupid watching this shit fly across your living room or fly across your shop and end up under some, Joe Blow's freaking car moving it in and out of the shop and run this shit over. Then you'll be asked out because you can't find these. I can't even find them, and I've been digging. Please don't destroy them. Please don't. Alright. Second orifice. Really interested to see. Wow. It's pretty clean. Wow. Alright, the rest of this stuff, you pretty much just let it kind of soak around for a little bit. I mean, you're just trying to cut the grease and dirt off of it. It's nothing crazy. And the old oil. But again, you're going to want to make sure you keep your springs separated, because it's easy for you to lose one and not realize that it's inside of one of the other ones. because of how small they are. You will have 3 small springs and 2 large springs. And then obviously your 8mm check balls will need to get separated as well. There's only 2 sizes in here. You'll have your 6mm, and you have your 8mm. Now, though in most cases I will never tell you to put a rubber gasket into alcohol because it will eat away at the rubber gasket. Literally, all we're doing is using this to inspect for damage and to clean the oil off of it, because we will be reintroducing it into oil before it ever has time to get dry enough to crack. And again, try to be as thorough as possible with the parts that you are cleaning for your dual pump assembly, and while you're doing that, look for damage. A couple nicks, kind of expected around here, because this surface turns with the secondary oil pump gear. You're kind of expecting to see wear marks here and there. This is fine. This is not bad. However, if you have deep gouges here, holy crap, man. I've seen some freaking bad ones. Ones that look like they starved them for oil, and it completely gouged all of this as the pump was starting to seize itself. And literally when it stopped, it's because this thing broke and it was no longer sending power through because the diff seized in place. So make sure this is not damaged, and if you could run your finger along it and not get any nails hung on any debris, I mean, you're fine. You don't have any burrs. Yeah, it feels all right. Feels decent. This will work. So the coating on the outside of this is galvanized. It's galvanized coated. That will wear off. That's why you see the discoloration between these two here. And it's fine as well. Like I said, this is going to be a friction surface because it's rolling inside of a bearing, so or inside of a pump gear, I should say. You just want to make sure you look for wear marks. All right, take these alignment dowels out of here. Put them all to the side right here. Then we're gonna take this is your primary, or your secondary gear, excuse me. Take your secondary gear, and you're going to make sure that you check this surface specifically. This is where things start to get hot because it's pressed up against the side of the pump itself. So you'll want to make sure that you clean that. And again, you can see the wear marks around here where it actually makes contact with the actual pump itself, top and bottom. It's very, very important that you keep these in the correct orientation, because one gear is bigger than the other, and if you attempt to put it into the other side, you will quickly find out they are not friends. So keep them safe and keep them separate from the other pump gears. And again, just looking for wear. You want to feel the gear to make sure that it does not catch anywhere. Looks pretty decent. Yeah, this looks pretty decent. Nicks, burrs, scratches. It's key, guys. It is key. Alright. Put that to the side. I'm gonna wipe that down again later. You take your other gear, and you notice your primary, secondary. See these keys down here? The ones for your secondary are bigger. Much bigger. It's another telltale sign. This goes in the front, this goes in the back. It's a difference. So, same thing. Put in any alcohol, try to kill any of the grease that's on it. Take any of the old dual pump fluid off of it, and you're gonna wipe it clean. And then you're gonna check for nicks and burrs. And you're also gonna check to make sure these gears rotate well together. Yeah. Feels good. Okay. All right, once you're done inspecting for damage, looking for nicks and burrs, you're going to wipe your equipment down, your parts down. Don't forget your roller bearing, flat roller bearing for the piston assembly. You can submerge this, soak it, whatever, it's just the same thing. Just make sure, see this bottom piece spins independently from the top. You want to make sure that you clean this and then make sure that it's not rough or granulated when it's turning, because that will also cause problems with your clutch assembly as well. You don't want this to turn rough, and it needs to turn nice and smooth. All these pieces are lubricated by the fluid inside of the differential. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys kind of got that right off the bat. But again, the concern for most people was switching from dual pump fluid, which is what Honda recommended, over to liquid moly, and I guarantee you liquid moly is much better. Not to mention it has a LSD friction additive in it that allows the clutches to operate with much more grip and a heck of a lot more performance, but it actually grips harder under heat. That would do with the design of the clutches themselves. They are molybdenum ceramic coated clutch compound with steel plates. They are amazing. And with Bisimoto, we've already seen around 800 horsepower on them with no problem. They are manufacturer rated up to 1,000 horsepower. The biggest limitation for you guys has been the dual pump assembly. And we've made some things that help with engagement, like this dual pump quick spool kit that we are installing today. But the new Boundary Performance oil drive gear 3D gear rotors that they have created are far superior to any quick spool kit and do not require a shim kit. So we will, because we are increasing the pressure and volume, still sell them with the quick spool kit hardware, because we want to make sure that you don't blow your nose cap off of your differential and send it sailing down the street faster than your car is moving. So don't be caught off guard. And don't think that you can buy this from anywhere else, because we designed it with support from Boundary. They took our design and our idea and created the ideal pump geometry for us and created the product that we will be selling once we are done testing with Bisimoto and Carlos Alomar. Again, not sure if you can see it. A little bit of metal shavings in there. You gotta expect that. Have to expect it. It's not much, just a little bit. But that is expected. All right. Cleaning is complete. Time to reassemble.